Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Joseph Parker said that the fight between Wladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua is more of a 50-50 fight. A lot of people are saying that Anthony Joshua is just going to knock Klitschko out. Some people feel that Klitschko is going to outbox and show AJ give him a real boxing lesson. Parker, on the other hand, again says it's a 50-50 fight. You know, he feels that Klitschko is going to avoid being knocked out. He doesn't favor one over the other. And it's going to be a very close fight. And you know what? I kind of agree with I understand what he's saying, but, you know, on the other hand, I feel like Anthony Joshua is going to go ahead and do a job on Wladimir Klitschko. I don't think it's going to be too close, to be honest. And before I even get into the fight, I just want to say, you know, a lot of people criticize Wladimir Klitschko. They're criticizing. Okay, so they're looking ahead. They say if Anthony Joshua beats Wladimir Klitschko, they're not going to give him the props for that win because Klitschko's old. But look, you got to realize Wladimir Klitschko dominated the heavyweight division for how long? He was champion for how long? He beat pretty much everybody they put in front of him for years. And despite his loss to Tyson Fury, he's still got something left in the tank. You know, he's older, but like I said, he's seen every style there is out there in boxing. He's been in the ring with a little bit of everything. And Anthony Joshua's not very, he's not very seasoned. He's still learning. You know, he's improved in every fight that he's been in. He's looking like he could be the future of the heavyweight division, but we really don't know. Because though he doesn't have the worst resume, I mean, he's fought some decent opponents, but nowhere on the level of a Wladimir Klitschko. But he's fought in better opponents than Deontay Wilder. He's fought in better opponents than Luis Ortiz. So you got to give him credit. And if he beats Wladimir Klitschko, you got to give him even more credit, despite Klitschko's age. Because, I mean, Klitschko can still bang with the best of them. Like, he can still beat a lot of people in the heavyweight division. That's what people overlook. And I'm not overlooking that fact. You know, he could beat Anthony Joshua. He could. I don't see it happening. You know, personally, like I said, I think Anthony Joshua will win this fight by late knockout or stoppage. I mean, you know, we've seen Klitschko in there with Tyson Fury, okay? Obviously, there aren't too many people that fight like Tyson Fury. He's got a really unorthodox style of fighting. You know, Klitschko lost that fight in one of the most boring fucking heavyweight fights I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, he took the L there, lost all his belts. But, I mean, before that, he was still looking decent. He was still looking good in the ring. You know, he hasn't been looking bad in the ring. I mean, he's a good fighter. He beat y'all boy Alexander Povetkin, didn't he? And Povetkin was probably fucking juicing, but anyway, we'll move ahead. Klitschko versus Joshua. It's like March 18th or some shit like that, right? So I'm really looking forward to that fight. This is a huge fight for the heavyweight division. And I mean, you know, he'll have, you know, a chance to unify these belts and, you know, just take the next step. And, you know, the next step is grueling. I mean, you got Deontay Wilder, you got Joseph Parker. Those are the other two title holders. So, oh, man, then you got guys in between. I mean, you know, it looks like you'll be avoiding David Haye because that motherfucker done blew his fucking leg, blew up his last fight. So, don't count Klitschko out of this fight just yet. You know, crafty veteran, been in the ring with all types of styles. You know, Anthony Joshua's not going to show him anything that he hasn't seen before. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to be able to react to that style in a fashion that allows him to win the fight, but he's seen the style before. I mean, and you really don't know what to expect from AJ because he's getting better. He gets better after every fight. So, I mean, I think his power is going to play a really big factor in this fight. I really don't see Klitschko holding up to that, man. I don't see him getting away with the holding, the leaning in. He's got a nice jab, but I just don't see him getting away with a lot of the other shit that he gets away with. when he's fighting opponents that are smaller than him or not as skilled as him. But still, Klitschko's a very skilled fighter, man. And I'm not mad if you say this is a 50-50 fight. I just so happen to have Anthony Joshua winning the fight. Let me know what y'all think of this fight. You think AJ's ready to even fight somebody like a Klitschko? You know, I don't even think Joshua's got 20 fights, right? He's like 18, what is it, 18, 19-0, some shit like that? I think Joseph Parker is, 22-0? So, yeah, I think Anthony Joshua's like 18-0, so we'll see how this shit goes. I got Anthony Joshua winning this fight, knocking this motherfucker out, knocking that toupee off his fucking head. That's what the fuck I got. That's how I see it happening. Old ass. But hey, let's not talk too bad about Wladimir Klitschko, man. Let's give him props for even taking the fight. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to take the fight with Anthony Joshua. I thought he was going to duck him, partly due to his age and, partly because, he really didn't want to. I mean, he's like 41, 42 years old, man. Like, he's fighting a much younger opponent, somebody who's hungry, too. You got to take that into consideration as well. Anthony Joshua's hungry as fuck, man. Like, Klitschko's he's food to him right now. So, you're going to see the best AJ that you've seen. And, as far as Klitschko's concerned, man, I mean, what else does he have to really prove? Like, how is he hungry? Like, I mean, he wants his belts back, but, I mean, is he really that? I mean, is he really that into the fight that he's, like, really wants to win that fight and, like, really gives a fuck about this dude? I mean, what is he fighting for? Legacy? I mean, he's already a future Hall of Famer. There's no way he's going to reunify all those belts, even if he wins, man. There's just too many killers right now in the heavyweight division. And, even if he squeaks past AJ, he's still got Wilder, you still got Parker, you got Luis Ortiz. I mean, it's just the fucking gauntlet, man. So, well, I mean, we'll see how this shit goes, man. Like I said, I got Joshua winning the fight by knockout, late round knockout, man. Like, maybe 10th round knockout or stoppage. And then I anticipate Wladimir Klitschko to retire after this fight. This should probably be his last fight after he loses. But, hey, Joseph Parker said it's a 50-50 fight. I don't got a problem with that. I don't got a problem if you say Klitschko's going to win the fight, man. I mean, it really don't matter, to be honest. But it would be more interesting if Anthony Joshua won that fight. Especially at this point in his career. He's still super young. I mean, he's still not even that experienced. And, to be Wladimir Klitschko, to get that name on your resume, I mean, you got to give that motherfucker props. If he beats Klitschko, you got to give him props. If you don't give him props, you just a fucking hater. Simple as that. So, I got Joshua winning the fight. Simple as that. Drop a comment. Let me know who you think wins that fight. And then after that, I mean, who do we even move on to? Luis Ortiz? Pulev? Who's next? I mean, it's just, every fucking sanctioning body wants to throw their mandatory up so they can get that motherfucking money, man. And it's cool, but, I mean, we heard rumblings of Luis Ortiz potentially facing the winner of this fight. And, I mean, Wilder talks. That motherfucker talks a lot, but he ain't about no action, man. So, I mean, he say he wants to unify with these guys, but what steps is he taking to unify any of these belts? Anthony Joshua is really the only one trying to unify shit, and he's actually taking fights or steps to unify these belts. So, props to him, man. Props to Klitschko for taking this fight, because he really ain't have to take this fight, He didn't have to fight this young motherfucker, this young, strong prospect, because Anthony Joshua is still a prospect. I mean, who is he really, like, what A-level fighters has he really beaten? So, I would say Klitschko's an A-level fighter. After beating him, I mean, there should be no question what Anthony Joshua was about, and you got to get a motherfucker his props. So, get ready to give him his props, because he's going to win that fight. That's just what I believe. So, Klitschko, it took you a while to get to this point, but you like Lassie now. It's time to put your ass down, because you old as fuck. Like I said, just stay home and fuck your wife, man. She bad as fuck. That's what I be doing. I be fucking your wife, okay? I be fucking her little tight ass, personally. But hey, you want to keep dyeing your hair? You wanna keep fucking taking all them fucking testosterone boosters? Go right ahead, man. See if you can prolong your career, man. But when you get knocked out and you laying on your fucking back eyes glazed over, looking up at the fucking ceiling, all them bright lights, and about 90,000 motherfuckers chanting Anthony Joshua's motherfucking name. The fuck you gonna do then? You gonna get your ass in that motherfucking wheelchair? You gonna check into the motherfucking hospital? You gonna get that IV drip? You gonna be on that IV drip all night? The motherfucker might have Alzheimer's after he get done getting his ass whooped. Memory gonna be gone. Motherfucker gonna be thinking he won the fight and shit, and he really lost. Cause he's old, man. That dementia kicking in. That hip gonna start hurting. That motherfucking knee gonna be a little tight. And he be like, where my belts at, man? I let my hands go. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You got knocked the fuck out. Hitman boxing. I'm out.